how are you guys in the middle of a pandemic? And at the same time outside from the internet? Well, we'll be presenting right here in the screen since we are all facing COVID-19. Since then, people around the world is currently having grief and loss, and our economy has come to a paralysis. But having known that pollution was the root of this deadly epidemic, the majority of scientists insist that environmental destruction by mankind led to climate change, which made viruses placed deep down in Mother Nature to come out to the world of evolved humans. This monster brought to you by pollution is giving back multiple impacts to the environment. But believe it or not, COVID-19 has been quite a big deal for solving pollution.
The most noticeable change is the atmosphere. In a developing society, air pollution is like a big homework for humans. But the occurrence of the COVID-19 state has reduced traffic volume and contaminants in a place of business. Thus we can tell that air pollution has decreased worldwide. Greenhouse gas emissions have decreased by 5.5% this year compared to last year. According to New York Times, nitrogen dioxide emissions in large cities such as New York and Seattle have dropped by more than 50%. I don't know whether to laugh or cry about the improvement of air pollution, which was never likely to improve due to infectious diseases. Global electric power demand has declined by 15% due to the suspension of business places. The decrease of tourists has also caused canal traffic to reduce, improving water pollution. The most surprising phenomenon is that animals regain their freedom. As the environment became remarkably clean and the animals returned to their habitat, people have become interested in environmental issues and they realized the necessity and possibility of change. However, COVID-19 didn't just affect the environment only in a positive way. Correspondent Eugene has covered it. Eugene?
This is your correspondent Eugene Lee. Did anyone know that there are more than 800 million discarded masks which were used during COVID-19? These masks, which are mostly made of plastic, can easily pollute the environment. For the moment, there is no clear solution but to reclaim at the expense of contamination. In addition, watching online videos is one of the main causes of air pollution. And believe it or not, YouTube's monthly usage time increased by 1.7 billion hours due to self-quarantine. The most dreadful thing is that the current atmospheric environmental improvement due to COVID-19 is unlikely to last. If the pandemic ends, tourists will be traveling again, and as their flights account for a large portion of carbon footprints, carbon emissions may return to their original figures. To make matters worse, more people who are tired of self-quarantine might travel more than they did before the appearance of COVID-19. Also, the amount of carbon emitted by daily movements, including commuting, will return as it was before the pandemic. Now is the time when current air improvement might be initialized or worse, so we have to prepare for the after pandemic by improving our behaviors. This was your correspondent, Eugene Lee.
So, these are the environmental impacts from people during COVID-19 in variable perspectives. What do you think? Who is the biggest problem overall? And why did I ask who? Don't you think people are the biggest problem in this disastrous situation? We made Earth angry, and we also waked up the Sleeping Beauty. If we learned our lesson properly, we should know that we shouldn't count on COVID-19's lockdown to fix our environment, but know that our daily attitude towards the environment would help in reducing pollution and get Earth back to normal. Thank you.